Hello everyone and welcome to the daily morning podcast of SBI Securities. So let's see how the markets closed yesterday. So Sensex gained 535 points or 0.74% higher to settle at 73,148. Nifty closed 162 points higher or 0.74% to settle at 22,217. And yesterday it made an all-time high of 22,252.5. Coming on to the top gainers and losers. So there were 5 gainers. The top 5 gainers were Bajaj Auto, HCL Tech, Eicher Motors, Coal India and ITC. Whereas the top 5 losers in Nifty were IndusInd Bank, HDFC Bank, Kotak Bank, BPCL and Hero MotoCorp. Now coming on to the sector-wise advances and decline. So auto, metal, power and consumer dictionary gained 1.85%, 1.32%, 1.4% and 1% respectively. However, BankX lost 0.04%. Coming on to the broader markets, Nifty Midcap 100 gained 1.02%, whereas Small Cap 100 gained 0.7%. Coming on to the market breadth, where 2014 stocks advanced, whereas 1813 stocks declined. Moving on to 52-week high, where 28 stocks scaled new 52-week highs. Some of them were ABB, Grasim, Indian Bank, Geofin, Maruti, Tata Investment, and 14 stocks made a low 52-week low. So some of them were Polyplex, Whirlpool, SGS. Now moving on to the global markets, so the Dow Jones, Nasdaq and S&P, they ended positive by 1.18%, 2.96% and 2.11%, where Dow Jones and S&P made a fresh record closing high, and Nvidia, it gained 16.4% on back of robust earnings and outlook. Coming on to the fund flow, FII's net sold 1,410 crores, whereas DI net bought 1,824 crores. Now friends, coming on to the stocks and news which are likely to be in focus today. So the first one is Vodafone Idea, where the board will meet on Feb 27 to consider fundraising proposals. KM Birla has said that the Aditya Birla Group does not plan to exit the business and is looking for new investors. So positive for Vodafone Idea in long term. IRCTC, so the company has entered into a pact with Swiggy Foods for the supply and delivery of pre-ordered meals. The first phase of the supply pact will include Bengaluru, Bhubaneswar, Vijayawada and Visakhapatnam stations. So positive for IRCTC in long term. Power Finance Corporation, the company will consider a fundraising proposal on Feb 29. So positive for the company in long term. Ramkrishna Forgings, the company has received board approval for the commencement of manufacturing and supplies from the company's Mexico location. So positive for the company medium to long term. Oil India, the company has signed an MOU with Fertilizers and Chemical Travancore FACT for the green hydrogen. So positive for Oil India in long term. Pratap Snacks, the company has clarified that it is not in negotiations with ITC for a stake sale. So Pratap Snacks will be in focus today. Concord Biotech, the company has received a certificate of good manufacturing practices from Kenyan authorities at its Ahmedabad plant. So positive for Concord in short term. Jindal Worldwide, the company has planned to launch 3 scooters with 12 variants, that is a B2B and B2C, and 1 sports bike with 2 variants in FY25. So positive for Jindal Worldwide in medium to long term. Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals, the company has leased land for 10 years in Bibwadi, Pune for setting up a hospital with an annual lease rental of 9.27 crores. So positive for Jupiter in medium to long term. Dilip Buildcon, so its wholly owned subsidiary has executed the concession agreement with the Public Works Department Goa for rupees 270 crores for the construction of Zuari Observatory Towers. So positive for Dilip Buildcon in medium to long term. Bharat Forge, the company has invested rupees 133.58 crores in Bharat Forge Global Holding GmbH. So positive for Bharat Forge in long term. Salasar Technologies, RVNL Salasar JV emerged as the lowest bidder from Madhya Pradesh Power Transmission Company for the construction of transmission lines and associated feeder bays for a project cost of rupees 173 crores. So positive for Salasar Technologies in long term. Bajaj Auto, the company has made a further investment of rupees 45.75 crores in Yulu bikes. So positive for Bajaj Auto in long term. Now coming on to the IPO offering, where GPT Healthcare, the company has offered its shares for bidding on Thursday, which was yesterday, and the price band is set from rupees 177 to 186 per share, and the issue size is 525.14 crores, so which is a combination of 40 crores which is fresh issue and OFS of rupees 485 crores, and the company has raised 157.5 crores from the anchor investors. The public issue was subscribed 0.37 times on day one, and the bids were led by retail investors by 0.66 times, non-institutional investors by 0.18 times, and there were no bids from the institutional investors. Now coming on to the block deals, where so first one is Eureka Forbes, where Lunolux sold 1.93 crores shares, which is 10% at rupees 506.06 per share, and the buyers were Goldman Sachs India, who brought 23.45 lakh shares. Morgan Stanley Asia bought 19.44 lakh shares. Cassini Partners bought 18.91 lakh shares. Plutus Wealth Management bought 14.85 lakh shares, and at rupees 504.95 per share, and there were among others too. Insider trade. So the first one is Som Distilleries and Breweries. The promoter Jagdish Kumar Arora bought 10,000 shares. Greenply Industries, promoter Rajesh Mittal bought 8,500 shares. Ashapura Minechem, promoter Ashapura Industrial Finance bought 15,000 shares. Choice International, the promoter NS Technical Consultancy bought 1 lakh shares. Moving on to pledge share details. So the first one is Chambal Fertilizers and Chemical. Promoter Zuari Industries created a pledge of 2.5 lakh shares. Yeah, so that was all about the daily morning podcast. Thank you for listening.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.